Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Sean, and in today's video we're diving into a fascinating hardware comparison, putting my main PC against my second one to explore how different configurations perform in real-world scenarios. We'll look at the raw specs of each machine, going beyond just numbers to discuss their individual specs. Let's start with the second PC, which features a Ryzen 5 5500 paired with a Gigabyte A520M S2H motherboard, with 16 gigabytes of dual channel DDR4 RAM, all driven by an RTX 4060 8GB. The Ryzen 5 5500 offers a great budget entry into the Zen 3 architecture, and paired with the 4060 it makes for a formidable 1080p gaming machine. On the other hand, my main PC is built on a Ryzen 5 5600 inside of a Gigabyte B550 Gaming XV2 motherboard, running its 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM in single channel, and powered by the AMD RX 9060 XT 16GB. This setup brings the full performance of the Ryzen 5 5600, pushing hard across various scenarios. Let's dive into the technical details and specs of these components to fully understand the hardware we are comparing today. First, look at the CPUs. The Ryzen 5 5500 and the Ryzen 5 5600 are both built on the Zen 3 architecture, utilizing a 7nm processor. The Ryzen 5 5500 has 6 cores and 12 threads, with a base clock of 3.6 GHz and boosts up to 4.2 GHz, featuring 16 megabytes of L3 cache. The Ryzen 5 5600 shares the same core and thread count, but has a lower base clock of 3.5 GHz and boosts up to 4.4 GHz, while also doubling the L3 cache size to 32 megabytes, giving it a significant advantage in memory-intensive tasks. Moving on to the motherboards, the Gigabyte A520M S2H supports up to 5000 series Ryzen desktop processors. It's a fundamental budget board option that offers PCIe Gen 3 support, ideal for pairing with more affordable CPUs without extreme overclocking requirements. In contrast, the Gigabyte B550 Gaming XV2 is a more robust mid-range option that offers PCIe Gen 4 support and better VRAM heatsinks to support higher-end processors and more strenuous usage. Finally, let's examine the graphics cards. The RTX 4060 is powered by the Lovelace architecture and includes 3072 CUDA cores and 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM, making it an excellent choice for 1080p gaming with modern ray tracing features. In contrast, the AMD RX 9060 XT is powered by the RDNA 4.0 architecture and includes 2048 CUDA cores and 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM, geared towards higher resolutions, higher texture resolutions, and larger game worlds. So at last, let's drop into some quality benchmarks. And so dropping straight into Ghost Recon Wildlands, one of my favorite games so far throughout last year and this year. So we are using the 1080p Ultra preset with the Ryzen 5 5500, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and the RTX 4060. So the reason that this game is actually one of my all-time favorites and still currently one of my favorite games to just hop on and play is because there's an endless amount of things to do. The world is huge. And so I feel this is kind of where we'll see the difference in VRAM really shine. So while we run through these benchmarks, I just want to give a huge shout out and thanks to these people, these wonderful people, for commenting and liking on the last video. And so if you too want to be mentioned in the next video, just drop a comment down below. Don't drop it on the floor, just drop it in my comment section down below and hit the like button. Don't abuse it, just hit it. And so with these same specs but 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM in this game, but the open world, I actually used to average 75 to 80 FPS. And this goes to show 16 gigabytes of RAM still is enough in modern titles. So moving on, same settings, 1080p Ultra, but this time with the Ryzen 5 5600, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and the RX 9060 XT, 16 gigabytes. And as I thought, so the RTX 4060 was using roughly 5 gigs of VRAM, even though it had 8, whereas here we're using 7 gigs of VRAM, even though we have 16. And so for those wondering, or for those that are curious, I'm unsure why they run with the 4060 didn't have audio, but this one does. And so for those that have also noticed at the bottom right there, I'm unsure why the GPU tool says 0 during this run. I have tried to resolve it, but unfortunately could not find a fix. So diving into Hitman World of Assassination on the Ultra preset with ray tracing enabled on the Dartmoor benchmark. And so testing my main PC first with the Ryzen 5 5600, the 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM and the RX 9060 XT 16 gigabytes. And so as you'll see in the next benchmark, the 4060 had a huge advantage due to ray tracing. Moving on to Metro Exodus Enhanced Edition, our last and final benchmark at 1080p Ultra with the Ultra Ray Tracing preset as well. And so, as you'll see in the clip after this one, the 4060 absolutely dominates in this game, as this is the Enhanced Edition, so it is, I guess, it's leaning towards the 4060 due to ray tracing, and this game is mainly optimized for NVIDIA GPUs. And so, I gotta say the 4060 does perform really well, but only due to it being able to have the slight edge over the 9060 XT and being allowed to use ray tracing. And so, I'll let you guys enjoy these benchmarks. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.